If you've got one case study, this video will change your life because I'm going to go over the exact growth ecosystem, the exact reason why you can't scale past 10K, 15K a month, the analysis system I leverage within my company and my specific processes within my company to analyze exactly why your videos don't work and why you're not able to attract buyers, and the exact messaging framework you can use based on any B2C, any B2B offer that you sell right now to attract qualified leads instantly. This method is foolproof. I leverage it with about 2,000 followers on Instagram and about less than 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. But it's because all of this is based on profitability and maximizing the cash efficiency within your niche. Now, the reason why I'm able to, sometimes work and get to about 5,000 qualified views rather than 2,000 qualified views is entirely dependent upon the information I'm going to talk about in this video. Because right now, you are spread way too thin. You're spread between sales, fulfillment, backend, product work, outreach, editing, DM setting, marketing. You're spread as a founder within all the different compartments of a business. Now, you might have a few hires. You might have a VA who helps you with outreach, or a VA who, helps you come up with Myrobos, whatever it is. But you're spread way too thin. And because of this, you cannot focus all your attention on the highest leverage activity for client acquisition, that is content. You know that content is the biggest lever that you can pull right now. And I don't need to sit here and explain to you why a personal brand is important or why you need to post videos. You already know all of that stuff. But the reason why you're not winning is because you don't leverage this analysis system. Now, let me explain and ask you guys a question. So you can see this video got 78,000 views. This one got 5,000 views. This one got 800 views, and this one got 2,000 views. I'm gonna give you like 5 seconds. Can you guess exactly why these views occurred? Why did this one get 78,000 views and this one got 800 or this one got 2,000? Why do you think that is? There is only one singular reason and one way for you to absolutely analyze the way you post content, and that is to look at intent in the comments. This is by far the greatest signal that you can look for whenever you post videos. It is to look for intent in the comments. Let me just show you my Instagram right now. You can see from my Instagram right now that, I get about 2,000 views, 3,000 views per reel that I put up. Now, the reason why that is happening is because I understand how to leverage intent in the comments. So let me give you guys an example. This video, 78,000 views from the point of posted. This I've posted a couple of months ago. Obviously, you can see the quality of the video has obviously gone up, but you can see in the comments, Nick setting, my guy studied. This is by far the greatest signal that I got about the intent of this video. Nick setting, the guy who basically inspired me to start off these businesses, my guy studied. You can see I've got 78,000 views. 96% of it is non-follow. You can see the ratio of likes, comments, and saves. You can see that I have 1,500 saves, 358 comments. The reason why this reel worked was because of the right messaging that I used, which we're gonna go over in a couple of minutes from now. You can see this video, 5,000 views. Not a lot, not virality, because obviously if you've seen my content before, I don't aim for virality anyways. This comment changed my perspective, good going. This is another intent comment, because we're going to go over this exactly in this video as well, how to create paradigm shifting content. But you can see from this that the point of this entire video was to create a paradigm shift within the viewer. And when I get a comment that says that I have changed their perspective, that just shows intent to me that it has worked. What I'm aiming to do has worked. You can see 88%, almost 89% non-follower views. You can see it got 121 saves, 94 shares, 8 comments. The comments were low, but you can see the shares and saves. That means this video was actually valuable to people, which is exactly why they watch it. This one, 800 views. This is a flop reel, by the way. I had one comment that gave the exact keyword I had at the end of the video. That means out of like how many comments it was, okay, I had only one comment. I had one person reach to the end of the video and find it valuable. You can see high follower percentage, extremely terrible for growing on social media. You can see the metrics are just absolutely ruined in this one. The reason why is because the video wasn't good enough. You can see this one got 2,000 views. I had 2 people reach till the end of the video and actually comment the keyword. 2 people. You can see we still had a high non-followers percentage views, You can see we still had higher shares and saves, but not enough comments. You can clearly see that when you get a good amount of comments and the right intent in the comments, the video is going to pop up. You can analyze any video in this way. The reason why you're struggling with all of this and attracting buyers is because you don't track the intent in the comments. You do not know what to look for. And the reason why is because you don't leverage the growth ecosystem. Now, let me explain what the growth ecosystem is. It is extremely similar to the profile funnel that I've already looked at, but instead, you have the first generation mechanism, that is the attention generation mechanism, wherein you post Instagram Reels. So Instagram Reels directed specifically for paradigm shifting and value-based delivery. And we're going to go over these in a few minutes as well. Exactly changing the way your prospects think about stuff and then providing them the value in form of a showcasing of a mechanism or showcasing the mechanism that can get them to their dream result. It's very important you do that. Secondly, is targeted YouTube videos just like this one, solving specific painful problems for your ICP. I am solving this specific pain for you because you are facing this big issue, that is, you're not able to attract buyers with your brand, and it is entirely because of this. Thirdly, cold DMs. Now, we do leverage outreach in our growth ecosystem, and we leverage it in a very interesting way. I've covered this before many times on my YouTube video, but basically you redirect everybody onto your Instagram profile. You know the shebang, like the nurturing sequence, the highlight story sequence, the spin post, the business page, the YouTube channel, the DMs. You know this is the part of the profile funnel. But one important key thing is that when you send someone a cold DM, we send them a custom made video specifically as an unlisted video on YouTube. Because when we post it as an unlisted video, you are essentially telling YouTube, the YouTube tracks like who watches your videos and stuff. When you post it as an unlisted video, YouTube knows exactly who has seen your video. And even if your prospects who you reached out with from cold outreach do not actually book in a call or are not interested in what you do, they're still going to be recommended your video because of the fact that they watch your video as an unlisted video on YouTube. And secondly, it sells, exclusivity, because an unlisted video, private video, is like, oh my god, this is a very private video that no one has access to. This is the basic growth ecosystem. It just works simply. I'm going to go over this later on as we move along, but one thing that I want you to understand is that information isn't power anymore. ChatGPT has approximately 180 million active daily users. If you consider 0.01% of those users to be within your niche, that is 18,000 people within your niche searching for specific problems that you are going to be solving with your offer completely free on ChatGPT. This is exactly why information isn't power anymore, because information is accessible at mass and at scale for every single person. You can acquire any information about this world if you know where to look for it. A few years ago, before the existence of such easy mechanisms, information was valuable. Getting the right information was valuable. Right now it isn't, because the attention economy does not exist anymore. We're in a perception economy. People say that we're in an attention economy, we're in a trust economy. No, we're not. We're in a perception economy, because the way you generate trust is by emotional and physical emotional and physical changes. If you want to generate trust in somebody, you have to make them feel a specific emotion tied to a physical action that you do. That is the only moment they will ever, trust you as a person. Because right now we're not in this day and age wherein people value the information that you give, or wherein people, buy because of trust. People buy because of trust, because the first step before generating trust is perception. People should feel as if you are the right person to help them solve their issue. If that is not the case, they will never buy. Like, it is physically impossible for you to do anything in that scenario to get them to buy. It is physically impossible, because perception matters way more than the attention or trust that you generate, because perception is the first step to actually generate trust, and not a lot of people understand this. Now, there is a very specific way you can use content to generate these buyers within your ecosystem. Now, there are two kinds of videos we're going to be looking at: is value-based and paradigm shifting. Let's take a look at paradigm shifting. When you look at this reel right here, which got 78,000 views, the entire goal of these videos is to become memorable. You become memorable when you change the way someone looks at their life. When I created this video, I wanted to show why not going viral is what I want. This immediately is something the viewer cares about, because their paradigm is going viral is good. So their paradigm is the way you see the world. Their paradigm for life was that, and business was that they need to go viral, on social media to actually get buyers. Now, if you look at my niche, if you look at this personal branding space, everybody's saying the same thing of not going viral. Right? You must have noticed this as well. Everybody's saying, "Oh, virality is so bad. Going viral is so bad." Everybody's saying the same thing because the paradigm has been shifted in the masses. I was one of the very few people at the start to actually leverage this, which is you can clearly see the results of that specific read. The paradigm has been shifted in the masses. You can specifically see I was trying to attack the not going viral paradigm, which is now something everybody's talking about. The second video got 3,000 views. This video changes the paradigm of the viewer around success. I give insight in an instance in a book I read and give value to the viewer around that. This is the second order paradigm that I break. So let me explain what that means. There are different orders of paradigm that actually exist. Your viewer has to break a series of paradigms within your ecosystem to actually be able to buy. Now, the way you do that is by attacking these different paradigms one by one within your content. So for example, within MySpace, the first paradigm that had to be broken was that virality is bad for you, or virality is not the goal, which already has been broken in the masses. Now, the second paradigm that I was trying to break is that you cannot value your self-worth based on the vanity metrics of your content. This is the second paradigm I broke with this exact video, which got about 3,000 views, and a lot of qualified people actually, interacted with the video. It is because of the fact that I was trying to target the second order paradigm. That is, think about this. I broke the paradigm of virality is bad. And since virality is bad, my prospects are much more likely to experience less amount of views. So the next paradigm that I had to break was that your self-worth is not tied to the views that you get, which solves for the next paradigm that they have, which naturally means that they trust me more, because every time you change their paradigm, you generate a lot of trust, you generate a lot of memorability, which is why they buy. That is the first step to generating trust is perception. And perception comes when you change paradigms. Think about that. Now, there is another third paradigm, which I'm not going to tell you in this video, obviously, because that is my strategy that I'm trying to break with my videos. But it's exactly once that happens, I'll target the fourth, the fifth, and sixth until I break this one big paradigm that you have. And that is when people actually pay me money. That is when they become my clients. This is the orders of paradigm that I want you to understand, because once you understand this, bro, it is going to be absolutely crazy, because not a lot of people actually do this. Now, let's take a look at value-based content. This one got 5,000 views. This is where you have the potential to absolutely fuck things up, by the way. You will either attract a lot of qualified people within your ecosystem or attract a bunch of brokies. There is only two ways a value-based video goes. Either you actually attract the ideal audience that you want, or you just don't, and you absolutely mess up everything. And your messaging matters the most here. If your messaging is wrong here, you will never be able to see the results that you need to see, because you cannot make this about general stuff. Because the point of this video is to showcase the depth of knowledge masked as experience. This is very important to understand how value-based videos are actually generated. You cannot talk about general stuff. You cannot make everything super general. Like tip number one, have a good niche, pick a good niche. You cannot be talking about those points because it's already saturated. And the points that you speak about in a value-based video directly attribute and showcase the depth of your knowledge. If your knowledge is just not at par, you will never ever convey that knowledge through your videos. So whenever you're posting value-based videos, it is extremely important that you convey the points which showcase the depth of your understanding and your knowledge masked as experience, wherein you actually associate those pieces of information to your own experience, so that when the viewer listens to you, they're not listening to ChatGPT giving the best 3 tips. They're listening to you, your experience, and what you learned from it. You see how that is such a big difference. Let me show you the differences in messaging that you can generate based on a B2C or B2B offer. Now let's take a look at B2C offers. Let's say you want to sell fitness coaching, a very generic stuff. You have deep interest in the science and physiology of the human body. That is your interest point. And you don't want to attract normies. You don't want to attract people who want to get healthy. No. You want to attract people who have similar interests to you. You want people who are deeply interested in science and physiology. For example, that's what I'm interested in. A bad messaging would be, here is why eggs will help you build muscle and lose fat. They're high in protein and low in carbs. This burns the fat. This is what you would call normie messaging. Absolutely useless. Like, this is for attracting beginners. Now, the correct messaging based on the audience that you want to attract would be, eggs contain high amounts of cholesterol, which lead to high amounts of HDL, which is good for you. Because of this, your body gets rid of excess fat because of the lack of glycogen in your bloodstream. If you use these words, you create the right messaging within your ecosystem, because now you're attracting people who are interested in science and physiology. The first messaging is normie messaging. It's for attracting broke stupid people who don't know anything about your offer or anything. You can see the second one seems exactly for the ideal viewer. If I was watching these videos and I came across this messaging, I would feel like this creator, this business owner, is specifically creating videos just the way I wanted, and this is the person that I want to listen to. Let's take a look at the B2B example. Let's say you're running an info agency where you help creators with building info businesses. You want to attract creators who have experience and knowledge about things but are not leveraging it to make money. You want to attract such people. Now, bad messaging would be, here's how to monetize your audience and hit 10K a month. This is, again, what you would call normie messaging, because this is what everybody has heard about. Hitting 10K a month within 90 days with monetizing your audience. Everybody has heard that. Good messaging would be, here's how to build a consulting company for your audience and cash collect 10K in 30 days. You see, the first one is not specific. It can also attract beginners who want to start a personal brand. The first one, how to monetize your audience and hit 10K a month. Who is this video for? Who is it? It's not clear whether it's for a beginner or an advanced person, wherein you want to attract creators who have the experience and the audience and the money and the knowledge to actually monetize your audience. The first one is not personal. The second one is still talking about the same thing, but it is way more specific. It also sounds like a B2B video. How to build a consulting company over monetizing your audience. No beginner cares about building a consulting company, and no beginner knows how cash collector or what PIF means. And this is like very specific towards your audience. This is the difference in messaging that you need to have, because once you understand this, it will be extremely easy for you to win, because these are simple frameworks that you can leverage to actually create the results that you need. Pair this along with the growth ecosystem, and you're going to be able to attract buyers at the snap of your fingers, and you will absolutely be surprised as to how easily it works. Now, if you want me to help you implement these systems done for you, one-on-one, implement these systems within your business so that we set up the YouTube channel, the Instagram profile, all of that stuff, all the content mechanisms, DM me on Instagram and I'll get back to you and we'll work together. Otherwise, you can check out the different other videos I have, become pre-sold, and then book in a call later on. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Peace.